Good morning, everyone. Welcome at this interesting session where we are talking about digital innovations in citizen engagement. And we have had a presentation by our uh, respected speaker from Assam, and she has already provided a glimpse about usage of IT in the land record and the disaster management sector, and also what are the initiatives they are taking in using GIS and remote sensing in the disaster management. So, thank you, Gitanjali ji, for starting this session. And I welcome our speakers. We have a representation of Maharashtra. We have Sanjay Katkar ji, who is the Commissioner and Administrator of Mira, Bhayander Municipal Corporation. We have representation from Bengal. We have Kaushik Bhattacharya ji, who is a Commissioner for Excise Department. We have Mr. Amit Ghosh, who is representing Oracle. Welcome, Amit. So I will start with requesting our speaker from Maharashtra, uh, Sanjay ji, if you can talk about some of the initiatives in using IT for citizen engagement. Yeah.
I will first introduce myself. I am Sanjay Shripatrao Katkar, IS of 2014 batch. I am working now as a administrator and municipal commissioner in Mira Bhayander Municipal Corporation, which is adjacent to Mumbai. It's an part of MMR region. Maharashtra has 60% population which resides in urban areas, and around 40% of it is resides in only three regions, that is PMR, MMR and Nasik region. So urban issues catch importance in Maharashtra. So I am representing one of the corporation which is adjacent to Mumbai. Nowadays, across the globe, solid waste management has a big issues as long as its collection, transportation and processing is concerned. In Mira Bhayander, we have introduced a system of digital waste management. So we are managing it at source, during transportation and at processing digitally. We have mapped around 282,000 households digitally for waste segregation, dry waste and wet waste out of 312,000 households. Our segregation percentage is 85%. We have developed an app wherein we have collected all related information from the societies, homes, residents, management committees, even the housekeeping staff, as well as the staff which is engaged in our collection transportation system. So on daily basis, we are able to track from home to home whether the waste is segregated or not. The moment it's not segregated, it is reported to the system and the system comes back to the society as well as the resident. Secondly, the moment it gets segregated, so we have developed 6 plants for this organic waste management to create biogas, and we are then converting this biogas into the power. So we are getting revenue from it also. In the same system has been adopted in the transportation. It has a geotag system. Its whole journey is tracked. We have identified the spots for the collection. If the contractor skips the collection point or reaches late, he has been fined automatically. So we have brought control on the collection system also. And as I already told, we are processing it, organic waste as well as the inorganic waste. Secondly, we have taken initiative for this commercial restaurant waste, wherein we have mapped 360 restaurants. We have trained their staff for waste segregation. We have put our system in place for around 2 months for hands-on training to the restaurant staff for waste segregation and its collection. Now it's moving very smoothly, and this restaurant waste is now used for this biogas generation. Third, in Mumbai, we have also taken an initiative for coconut waste management. We have mapped 530 vendors who are spread across the city. We have developed a special vehicle for its collection. We are processing this coconut waste and putting it to the better use for cocoa peat and the ropes. So also we are getting revenue from it, and we are able to manage around 60 metric ton of this coconut waste on daily basis. So these are the few initiatives we have undertook in the digital waste management. And the last but not the least, we are also equally planning for this chicken waste management. Thank you.
Excellent initiatives. I think I like this talk about digital waste management. I think the waste management is a big issue in most of the urban areas of India. And if we can use IT and look at how do we look at like this sector, both as a normal waste and also as a digital waste of old laptops, old uh, phones, and how do we dispose the form. And overall, urban governance has a lot of areas for IT intervention. So hats off to our speaker from Maharashtra to talk about that. And our next speaker is Mr. Kaushik, who is the IAS and Commissioner of Excise Department, Government of West Bengal. And if you can talk about some of the digital interventions which department is taking up.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you. Today, it has been a very interesting session so far, and there will be many more interesting sessions to come throughout the day. So, in West Bengal has been, as you all know, that has been a pioneer in implementation of digital solutions in administration and governance. Uh, I think some of you might know that the randomization process in the election, it was initiated in one of the districts of West Bengal, and then it was taken up by the Election Commission of India, and it was implemented throughout the country. This e-Abgari portal that we use at present in our excise department goes way back to 2018, 2008-9, and many other portals and these electronic solutions, they have been pioneered by West Bengal. In fact, recently the excise team from Assam and Odisha, they came to West Bengal to learn about this e-governance system that we follow in respect of the excise department management. Excise is one of the areas where the IT interventions are very important, because the leakage of any excisable material, any intoxicant, any liquor, not only leads to a substantial loss to government revenue, but also it is a grave public health threat, because any liquor which goes out of the control mechanism, it can potentially go into human consumption, and in that case it might lead to serious public health repercussions, including death. So that is why the excise department applications, they have been made in such a way that no leakages can take place. Not only in terms of IT interventions, the entire system is IT enabled, but also in terms of the integration of IT with the hardware part. I mean, the actual physical part of the liquor movement. So this entire thing has been integrated. So this liquor movement, when it moves through tankers where DG locks are installed. So these digital locks or DG locks are such a system which can be opened only using specific one-time passwords, which goes to the mobile phones of authorized excise officials. So once it leaves the manufactory and goes to the bottling plants, in this entire process, this tanker is secured by the digilocks and it cannot be tampered with, neither there can be any leakages. So this is one of the very important interventions which many other states are trying to replicate. And once the liquor reaches the bottling plants and other places, uh, the entire flow mechanism is controlled through various mechanisms such as mass flow meters, where uh, electronic pulses are generated in every few seconds to ensure that liquor of prescribed density and temperature passes through that, so that the actual volume and mass of the liquor which goes through the system can be ensured and there is no leakages at any place. And also to ensure that the levels of the liquor are maintained properly, instead of manual dipping mechanism in these big storage vats are there, the levels of the liquors are monitored through radar level transmitters, which are infrared mechanisms where the actual levels of the liquors are monitored. And all these data are monitored at the plant level by dedicated excise team through specific softwares. And then the data wherever what are the production lines which are functioning, how much is produced, etc. Everything is visible centrally through our portal at the headquarter level. So these are very important IT interventions which have been implemented in the excise department over the last few years, and they have become pioneers throughout the state, and other states, many other states are trying to replicate it, and they are coming to us for that. So apart from excise, all the other departments in West Bengal, they have implemented IT solutions very successfully. I was in health department for quite some time, for a couple of years before joining here recently. So in health also, uh, since today's topic, this panel discussion's topic is AI, I'd like to particularly focus on AI here. AI is one of the areas, which normally is used in private sector because artificial intelligence depends on big data. West Bengal has been pioneer in, trying to bring about big data, AI, and blockchain, all these tools into the governance. I remember back in 2017 when I was in tourism department, IT department organized one big workshop on big data. And so we have been trying to introduce that concept, but mostly, big data is one area which mostly is used by the private sector. For example, Facebook, we all use Facebook and other social media applications where we share a large amount of our data about our personal preferences, what kind of things we use, and where do we want to travel to, all those places, all these informations, they are the big data which are utilized by the companies to generate individual specific advertisement. Advertisement is a very costly business. So if the advertisements are targeted, then the companies can save a large amount of money. So big data has primarily been used for these purposes. And you will be happy to know that in the government also, West Bengal government has been pioneering in the use of these technologies. When in tourism department, we have been using this technology. We have hired companies, specific companies, which have worked with Facebook to promote our tourism development corporation has 32 odd properties in the state. And there are also many other different, West Bengal is famous for its culture, unique culture and diverse culture. It has all the different, from mountains to the seas. So to popularize them, tourism department, they from time to time, they, create content and, they publish them in the social media handles, and to, push those informations to the intended, population who want to use them. For example, somebody might have searched for Victoria Memorial, or might have searched for Darjeeling, or might have searched for Shantiniketan. Then we can send our specific information, specific advertisement for our tourism properties which are located in Shantiniketan. We have used big data analytics. This has been used for the last few years, and that has been quite helpful to reach out to the targeted audience and help the people to find good properties, good places where they can come and they can come to West Bengal, and West Bengal has also benefited in terms of tourists flow of the tourists, both domestic and international. So big data and AI as such has also been used in the government, but most of the data that we collect in the government are sensitive data. These are personal data of the people, so there are privacy issues. In private sector also, the use of these data, individuals' private data has been under controversy for quite some time from the very beginning of the AI. But in government, this is even more important that we respect people's privacy and we share and use the individual's data very cautiously. For example, in the health department, there is a concept called UHID. So everybody who, every individual is supposed to have an UHID, and which will be linked to that person's medical records. So in West Bengal, we have started in our hospitals this process of e-prescription. In this e-prescription, what happens that somebody comes to the OPD of the hospital and they get themselves registered, and then that medical related documents, the test reports, etc., they are kept in a repository, and then if that person again comes for subsequent treatment and follow-up, then he doesn't have to carry all those documents anymore. They can be fetched from the system. So these are some of the important health interventions which our state has been trying to pioneer, and Government of India has also been they have also been trying to introduce these concepts. This, for example, this DG lock and all, where we can keep our digital records which can be subsequently used, so that in case of natural disasters, etc., they are not destroyed or lost, which happens in many cases because West Bengal particularly is a natural disaster prone place. So these are some of the other AI interventions which immediately comes to mind in health department was fraud detection. There is a scheme you might most of you might be knowing called Shastro Sathi, which is a pioneering scheme of the state government for providing universal health insurance. So there, what used to happen that in some cases, some of the private nursing homes, they used to take fraudulent mechanisms to generate artificial bills. So in order to prevent that, in order to stop that practice, artificial intelligence has been used, image recognitions, etc. These technologies have been used to detect fraud, and this has successfully been used to reduce unnecessary expenses on the part of the government. So these are some of the very important tools West Bengal has been using, and IT department has been pioneer in as already we have come to know during the previous sessions that IT department has made so many different contributions. Duare Sarkar and Parai Samadhan, I'll just end with this. I have been continuing for quite long. Duare Sarkar and Parai Samadhan are very important IT tools. These are probably the largest public outreach programs in the world. In Duare Sarkar, more than 113 million people have attended, have come to the Duare Sarkar camps, which are organized from time to time throughout the state, and about 99 million applications have been received, and out of that 88 million people have received benefits. So these are huge numbers, and these are huge data points also, which have been successfully used by the our IT teams, and these AI here has been very helpful to us in many ways. For example, we have used AI to predict at which time of the day the queues will be largest, and which are the departments, maybe in some districts, in some blocks, there will be more applications for Shastro Sathi. In some camps, there will be more applications for ration cards. So we have used previous data to predict. We have used AI tools to predict in which camps we should have more, more counters for Shastro Sathi applications, where we should have more counters for ration card applications. So in that way, predictive analysis has been very, very helpful. in making people's, waiting process easier so that they can get their certificates early. And, that is a very pioneering concept. In Padai Samadhan also, that is one very important program that has also been introduced. That is, taking the people's demands, infrastructure and common, services related demands directly from the people, from the camps itself. So more than 65,000 applications prayers have been received from the people, and they have been implemented utilizing convergence, taking fund from many different departments, including finance commissions funds, etc. And more than 48,000 schemes have been successfully implemented. It has benefited more than 4 crore people in the state so far, and these are still continuing. So these are many different, very successful IT interventions which have been implemented by the state government. And, I hope through these kind of programs, as you will also learn, we will also learn more such applications, and cross-learning will also happen, as we have learned from the Assam, Madam Gitanjali also, how Assam government has implemented this land reforms mechanism. So I think these cross-learnings will definitely help us a lot. So that's about it from my side. Thank you.
Excellent. I think we have heard about the IT implementation in the excise department, in the health department, in the citizen services for solving the grievances, and several other applications which are happening in West Bengal. And I think these all are laudable achievements. And many other states can actually learn from these initiatives of IT which are happening in the West Bengal. So kudos to you for highlighting this, and kudos to all the officials who are involved in these initiatives for making the life of the citizen better through usage of IT and e-governance ecosystems. So may I request our next speaker, Mr. Amit Ghosh, who is representing Oracle, and if you can talk about digital initiatives and citizen services, and how emerging use of AI may be helpful here.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ravi. So before I start, I'm representing Oracle. The foundation of Oracle has been all along for the past 4+ decades has been around data management and data security. So, and we are the pioneers when we talk about data management and data security. So I broadly look at it as into two parts. One is definitely the citizen engagement, and another is handling large volumes of data which is available with the government departments. Now, when I talk about volume, definitely the volume comes with a lot of data silos which has been created over past many years. Now, those data are important, but they are in different silos. The citizen engagement will be of no use until and unless we have that data properly sanitized and unified. So to handle that portion, we have a solution in terms of what we call it as a modern data platform. Barring the technicalities aside, to keep it very simple, this is a platform which doesn't have any bias towards any data. Now the data could be coming out of a database, the data could be coming out of a social feed, the data could be coming out from an IoT sensor, the data could be anything. Now the unification happens within this modern data platform, and each of the components and the services which are within that platform are AI enabled today, running out of our AI powered Oracle Cloud Platform. Now, once the data unification is done, you have the sanitized data, everything put into one place. Then there are consumers of that data. Broadly, there are two entities, what we talk about. The first entity is definitely the government departments, and the second entity are the citizen services. So from the government department standpoint, we have visualization tools ready to use as a managed service running out of the cloud. You can set it up in few clicks, and you have wonderful dashboards, reports running out of it. For the citizen services, there are options to build a lot of applications. Today, building applications, gone are the days when people used to code. So today is the era of low code. We have solutions around low code solutions where you can quickly build applications. The applications can turn out in a week's time, and those applications can be citizen facing applications, and they can make real use of that insightful data. Talking about AI for that matter, today AI is embedded in almost all the components what we talk about, whether we talk about services like a MySQL HeatWave or an Oracle Autonomous or an Oracle database. In fact, the latest release of Oracle is 23 AI. We are no longer calling it 23C, we are calling it 23 AI because there is a lot of AI capabilities embedded within it. For the matter, now when the citizens are actually interacting, they are interacting based on different languages. So if you see from a Government of India initiative standpoint, I hope all of you are aware about projects like Bhashini. Bhashini is a project, the core theme of the project is basically that I want to remove the multilingual barrier. Whatever be the language, the content could be consumed by that citizen, consumed by that individual. So we have similar services in adherence to the philosophy of Bhashini. We have similar AI services. Broadly, if you look at any language, say I'm speaking in English, and English can be represented only in three forms. Either I can write English, or I can speak English, or I can take a photo of English and represent English in that. So these are the three ways only where a language can be represented. Now there are AI services which are capable to decipher that and bring the meaning out of that language. There are specific ML models which actually run behind these services. And needless to mention, these ML models are very, very compute intensive. Now, you really require a robust infra platform to support these ML models. Now, when I talk about these ML models, the infra platform, the core requirement of the infra platform goes up to GPUs, graphical processing units, and low latency network. These are some things which we were able to conquer in our Gen 2 cloud, which is available. Now, when I talk about GPUs, we have collaborated with NVIDIA, we have collaborated with AMD, and we are today in a position to offer phenomenal GPUs like A100, H100, H200, whether we talk about the MX300 of AMD, those GPUs are available. Now you can train your ML models quickly on top of that. From a Gen AI standpoint, now generative AI, quite a buzzword which we often see, often use. So if I really see Gen AI, we have services around Gen AI as well, where we are today supporting and doing phenomenal work with large language models like Llama 3. Llama 3 is a large language model from Meta. It is free, open for research use as well as commercial use. We also do work collaborated with Cohere for their large language models. We have collaborated with Commandar, Commandar Plus. So those are various large language models which today we support. Now, once we have these AI services enabled, the architecture designed, definitely the citizens should get benefited out of it. At the end of the day, there are a lot of success stories which we have, in spite not naming the states where we have done, but we have executed projects, collaborated with the states where we have moved their land records, cadastral mapping, NOC, all these applications onto Oracle Cloud, which is powered by AI. Now we are in talks of modernizing those applications. Once the application moves onto cloud, there are ways and means how you can modernize, get into microservices, and modernize those applications. We have tied hands up with the Government of India for projects which provides free education content to the students from class 1 to class 12. This is one of the largest projects, and that's up and running. There are projects which require sudden spike, sudden burst of resources, which wouldn't have been possible in the on-premise world. There were projects where we were able to handle the plantation of multi-crores of trees of different species outside the forest area. And this was executed in a very short period of time. You can imagine the number of citizens hitting those services, handling that kind of data. I would be also very proud to tell that a Kolkata-based company, which is one of the pioneers in the GPS vehicle tracking systems, they finally lifted their application, moved to Oracle Cloud because of the scalability, their AI power, and today they are in a position to deliver solutions across the globe, handling 40,000 data points in a minute. So, in a nutshell, AI is here to stay. So my suggestion would definitely be embrace AI, think how AI can help in the citizen services, unify the data, and let's embrace IT to make world a better place. Thank you.
Excellent speech by Amit Ghosh, and he has highlighted the various uh, aspects of AI. And before that, he has also highlighted the uh, improving the data governance in the overall government ecosystem, and how do we manage data, how do we organize data, and how do we actually share and secure data. These are the points he has reflected on. And uh, next, I will request Gitanjali ji to speak, and she has already given a presentation, but I can request her to speak on some of the other IT usages or experiences in Assam, if you can highlight.
Thank you so much. Listening to the other speakers in their different spheres, the use of AI, and I could understand now that it is really very helpful because the usability of AI application is undoubtedly very required, both in the private sector as well as the government sector, because that is why the central government has come up to the various states, taking individually. Assam is one of them. Just 1.5 months back, the full team has come and taken a workshop for the senior officers of the state who are at the stage of at the designation of the policy making and decision making stage. They have in part a training regarding the AI applications and usability. So we have followed it, and then again we have also made a second middle level officers have already been trained up for the usability of the data storage and other applications. And again on the 2nd and 3rd of December, we are organizing means the Assam Administrative Staff College with the GAD department and the IT department is organizing. And I will definitely share this experience platform, whatever we are sharing into this session and the subsequent session to be taken in the due course of time. And definitely our government is also taking interest of AI application in different sectors. So that is why we are trying to ready ourselves. On the other hand, almost as excise, transportation, forest department, agriculture department, all are digitally have been ready now, and they have made also digitally literate people in the ground level. So only that the connectivity, one of the questions, the connectivity between the citizen and the government sectors, that is only to retrace it. So I hope this will definitely help the government department for the storage of, in a smart way, the whole data and to use it for the greater interest. And very recently, as a way forward, I am leading a venture that where a huge data of the land records, we call it Dharitri, and that huge number of data we are sharing with housing development department for the municipality area, for whenever, and the water supply department as well as the electricity department. Why? Because the people to use the Seva Setu for the services integrated, and once a person purchases a land or a property and it has come to his mutated in his name, immediately from the one portal in one way, they will apply it only once, getting a registered number, a single number, unique number. And with the help of that, the same number, it will automatically, we are sharing our data through UPI to the other departments, like next to the housing development department, to get their unique number of registration. And immediately they will get the municipality registration. And the new customer or the new landholder, they will apply, same app, the same connectivity they can apply for the water supply connectivity and for the applying for the electricity connectivity. So as a whole, data sharing on the huge number for the state. So I think it will definitely help. We have already started it. And I hope the AI application can be helpful for us. And no doubt the NIC is helping us. And I will definitely refer this time to see the other, like Oracle and the other companies, those are more smarter. I'm not saying that there are any scarcity of expert in the NIC. They have been always been in the support system, but at the same time, some divergent views and advanced use should also be come up to the government to support the government, and we will definitely going with that and saying all this. And but I give more importance to the digital literacy for whom we are actually doing all this. So I think it will be helpful for both the track. It should be joined together and to work in this field. Thank you so much.
Sure. I think this experience of Assam in like sharing the data with the relevant departments, like you were registering a land at one place, and other departments are also aware about it, and this will help the citizens immensely. Like where people are like just going around from offices to offices for registering and informing about the same data again and again, repeatedly. Yeah. So I think we have heard from like several states, from Maharashtra, from Bengal, and from Assam about the various e-governance initiatives, and from the private sector, Oracle. And I'm actually interested to hear more from our speakers, but I have been informed that we are already running late. So we will end the session. And I will request our speakers, if you are available for our next sessions also, we will be happy to have you here. And we will end the session, and applause to all our speakers, please.